Shit, I'm running late. Good morning, guys. It's time to review a car today, and thankfully, it's right there in my balcony. Yes, I am staying in a hotel where I can bring my car all the way to the top. That is actually the Frankfurt airport. I saw an aircraft land right now. This is my bedroom. This is the car which actually comes via this lift right here. Yeah, I'm not on the ground floor. I'm actually on the 5th floor of the building. But hey, the car is right here. It's charged overnight, which means we are all set to review this Audi e-tron GT. Zero to 100 kilometers per hour in 2.4 seconds. 262 kilometers per hour. Oh my god. This is the fastest Audi car ever. This is the Audi RS e-tron GT Performance, which goes from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 2.5 seconds. But I went from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in this car in 2.4 seconds, faster than Audi's claim. The key is the same. This is actually the facelifted model. The e-tron GT has been discontinued because the base variant is now known as the S e-tron GT. There's the RS e-tron GT, and this is the RS e-tron GT Performance, which obviously is an electric car, but this is the facelifted version in line with what Porsche has done to the Taycan, the facelifted version of the Taycan. Straight away, let's open the front because there's some storage space right ahead. Yeah, there is some storage space here. This is the charging cable of the vehicle, and this is, I think, wow, my god, it says Porsche here. So I think this is maybe some spanner or some toolkit there. This is actually the tire inflator because it does not come with a spare wheel. The warning triangle is placed here, and then you get the this is actually the first aid kit and the towing hook right there. So some storage space here in the front, which is obviously a practical thing. No insulation there, not needed at all. But what have they changed before that? Let me show you where washer fluid goes in. It goes in right here. So what have they actually changed on this car? Well, the lights are the same as before, but they've gone ahead and made changes to the bumper. So this being the RS Performance version actually has a different treatment here, and when you compare it to the regular RS e-tron GT, it has something different there. Meanwhile, the S e-tron, in line with S variants of Audi, has something different here. So this is actually known as camouflaged carbon, which actually reminds me of the tile treatment which you have seen with Tata Motors' cars. Anyways, you get front parking sensors. There are 6 parking sensors because it gets a self-park function. The lights are the same as before. It says laser light with the Audi logo on the inside. That's actually quite nice. The Audi logo has sort of the 2D treatment here. Meanwhile, the bumper has some revisions because you get this hexagonal treatment there. Now, this is the radar for ADAS. There's a front parking camera here. I don't know what this Gola is, but there's a provision here for the night vision camera, and it gets dynamic swipe indicators like always. So that's cool. Obviously, you get rain sensing wipers, you get lane keep assist camera there and all that. Coming to the side of the car, the length is almost 5 meters. Yes, this is quite a long car. Meanwhile, the wheelbase happens to be more than 2.9 meters and it's squatted all the way down. So getting in and out can be difficult, not really, because this obviously has active suspension, which means when you open the door like this, the car automatically raises up, and when you shut the door, it will automatically drop itself down. Come on, come down, come on, come on down. There it goes. Isn't that super duper cool? The wheels are 21 inches here. I think standard is 20 inch. Alloy wheel design is actually nice. The brake calipers say carbon ceramic right here. You can obviously see the disc and say it is carbon ceramic. Front tire size is actually 265, 35, 21. So smaller in terms of width because the rear ones are obviously bigger. This vent is very much functional here for better aero efficiency. Let's open the charging port. This is for both AC as well as DC charging. The other side only has AC charging port, and you get a camera here. Again, this camo carbon is right here. Get a carbon fiber roof. In fact, you can get a panoramic sunroof with the same technology as the Porsche Taycan, wherein you press a button and you can change the way the transparency is. That's also quite cool. It says Audi RS e-tron GT right here. Request sensors on all the doors, but space at the rear isn't that impressive. Again, you get this treatment here as well. They put it almost everywhere. Door pockets are really small at the rear. You get this nice finishing here, but the window does not roll down all the way. That's the maximum it goes. It will not go down any further. Meanwhile, seat is a bit too upright. You get ISOFIX child seat mounts here, and under thigh support is not the best here. Yeah, it's sort of knees up position. No magazine holders here, and AC controls right here. Meanwhile, seat heating is there for the rear passengers. Rear AC vents placed here, not here. Height adjustable seat belts at the front. It has multiple airbags, obviously. Hook here, light, hook and whatnot. This seat is so big now, it doesn't give you a good view of what's around. In fact, the window area is also small, so not really practical for rear seat passengers because the seat is like very upright. Center passenger, it does get a head, get a center armrest with two cup holders. But where's the USB charging socket? Well, it is here. So the position is quite weird if you ask me. Meanwhile, I think that those are the vents. So rear seat not very practical because headroom is also not that great because it's sort of a coupe-like design. Dashboard design does look quite impressive, but not much has changed there other than the new steering wheel. Obviously, getting in and out isn't that difficult. It says Bang & Olufsen here. Let's get outside. Let's shut the power window, one touch up and down obviously, and there it shuts. Okay, you have to give it a bit of a nudge to shut it. Meanwhile, okay, now you will see the car will squat itself down and there it goes. Pretty nice, pretty awesome. Rear tire size is obviously bigger because it happens to be 305/30/21, and there it says Audi ceramic, Audi logo. Meanwhile, you have multiple wheel options. In fact, it says RS here. Just look at the width of the tire. It is massive. Well, that's what she said. It says specially trained person should mount the tire. Not everybody should do it. Anyways, nobody's really going to do it because it's not going to be easy. 6 parking sensors at the rear. Surprisingly, they have not made any changes to the rear lights. They are obviously very nice because they have the animation function. There you can see the dynamic swipe function. Says RS here. The camera is placed right there. It has a washing function too, but the main change has been done to the bumper. So depending on the variant, S, RS or the RS Performance, the bumper will be different. So sort of a Formula 1 style stuff done right here. Yeah, it's a bit different here. So quite unique a design, which looks nice. This is actually the rear fog light. Let's open the boot. It has an active spoiler, by the way, which engages. Boot is decent size. You have some storage space on either side. You have a 12-volt charging socket, some net, in fact a net here as well, and some storage space below. There is no spare wheel. Why is vehicle information written here? I have no clue at all. Let's just shut this. Powered, not really needed, but it's there. With Audi is like, why not? Now let's get inside, because the interesting part here is to open the hood, you have to actually press the button here, which is so hidden now. You have to actually hunt for it. And this is the charging port. Khul ja bhai. Yeah. Okay, it will not open right now because car is on or whatever. But I opened it on the other side, so it's not opening here. So this is only for AC charging. Seats are actually nice and comfortable. If you notice, very sporty seats with Audi exclusive also lets you actually customize almost everything about the car. It says RS here, and you can extend the under thigh support. So that is never a problem because obviously you have got powered seats which can be adjusted in multiple ways. The accelerator pedal is actually made of carbon fiber. There's a light below and there are multiple buttons here which are very touch sensitive to operate the lights obviously. Now you have a high visibility jacket. Again, door pockets are small here, and the frameless doors actually look quite nice. Yeah, that's lovely, simply lovely. Car looks very nice indeed. Sloping roof line which obviously eats into the headroom at the rear. Carbon fiber roof which is kind of cool. And let's sit inside. Getting in and out can be difficult in spite of the fact that the car will automatically lower itself. So that is the reverse parking camera, 360-degree camera. That is the maps obviously, and it's easy to browse. It's a 10.1-inch screen, the usual Audi one, not very flamboyant like say the new Q6 e-tron. Multiple buttons here for drive select, traction control. This is for the parking camera. There it's turned on. But multiple views. That is a 3D view. You can just move it around like that. The attention detail is crazy. The indicators are on. You can actually see it right there. Meanwhile, it has self park. This is turn off the screen. Some storage space here. This is the selector for the drive mode. This is, I don't know, probably for ADAS or something of that sort. Yeah, park assist it says actually. Meanwhile, you've got twin cup holders, some storage space here as well. In fact, it has a 12-volt charging socket or maybe a cigarette lighter inside, and a cloth to clean the screen if you want. But this car is not screen heavy somehow, which is quite surprising because instead of having two screens, which is usually the Audi affair, you've got physical buttons here. You've got seat heating, you've got seat ventilation obviously, and this is a very nicely done screen for the air conditioning system. So works brilliantly well. The glove box is lockable here and has a light on the inside, pen holder and whatnot. That's kind of cool. It says e-tron GT, again piano black finish. Again, this exposed carbon finish on the dashboard. The paddles are, I think, for regen obviously. Meanwhile, this car actually has a new steering wheel, flat bottom treatment, RS written here, a boost function, RS button so that you can browse through the RS modes as well. And that's a 12.3-inch cluster. On the right, I have a G-force meter which I can customize. On the left, I have actually put the maps. I can change a lot of stuff here. So yeah, this guy is loaded in terms of what all information you can see, but nothing new on that front. It does get a heads-up display. Yeah, that is a heads-up display which will give me a lot of information as well. This is obviously auto dimming. Here I get a mirror along with a light. Same is the case here as well. In fact, you get this finish on the top. What do you call this? Beautiful finish. I love touching it. Really awesome. So interior hasn't changed much, but there's more performance in the car now. And obviously this is electrically adjustable, so I can just move it ahead and behind like this if I want. Quality is amazing. Actually, fit finish is awesome, and you have heated steering as well, which is something you would definitely expect from a car of this price. This cluster is actually quite cool. Engine start button has this red surround. Let's actually turn off the car. It tells me to check the rear seat. Let's open the door and let's see what, oh my god, the Audi sound comes and I could feel the seat move actually. Let's turn on the car. Okay, it does this full swipe up. Now that is actually showing you how much power you're using. Welcome e-tron GT experience. Okay. Anyways, all this doesn't matter, because what matters is it is the most powerful Audi car today. Let's start driving right away. Alright, it is time to test the 0 to 100 km/h acceleration of this car, which means I have turned on the timer right here. Let's turn off the air conditioning. Okay, that is turned off. Is there anything I can put here? RS monitor. And straight away we come into drive. I'm also going to come into the RS performance mode. Yes, left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator. And now let's see how fast it goes from 0 to 100 km/h. Parking brake off. Yeah, now it's off. Bonkers! My goodness, I did 0 to 100 km/h in 2.4 seconds, which is actually faster than others right now, because everyone is doing it at 2.5 seconds. I've done it in 2.4 seconds. I am so proud of myself. Absolutely insane. Crazy acceleration. Mind is blown. So right now I am in comfort mode, and we are going to test the leaning function of the car, because that only works in comfort mode. Up to 80 km/h limiter has been set, and you can see the car is actually leaning in, yeah, beautifully. Because of which actually you don't feel nauseous. In dynamic mode now, the tilting function does not work. The tilting function only works in this mode, the comfort mode. So it tilts because of the active suspension, and you can feel the difference. You can feel it tilt inside. Can you feel it? I can definitely feel it. It makes it super smooth, and that's the beauty of active suspension. It really makes the ride just amazing. So we're going to do it once again, and here we go. Actually, the steering is a bit slacky in the center, but trust me, otherwise it does weigh up. Car feels really nice to drive as far as electric cars go because of the battery weight. It is on the heavier side. It turns in quite quickly as well. Tires offer amazing grip too. So look at it go. Yeah, it's just amazing actually. I never expected it to be this dynamic. Obviously, a lot of stuff shared with Porsche, so that definitely reflects here. Okay, now I need to stop and puke because those acceleration tests have really got to me. Okay, now I'm driving the car on the road, and let me tell you that the car is extremely comfortable. Front axle produces 342 PS of power, rear axle produces 564 PS of power. The combined output wouldn't be the same as what you're hearing from a lot of us, about 925 PS of power, because this car has multiple drive modes, a lot of drive modes, and that's the reason power does vary here and there by quite a lot. So I'm just going to merge into this lane. Acceleration is obviously super duper brisk because this is an electric car, which gives you instant torque. There it's telling me the blind view monitor, and that's an eye for another electric car. How are people driving electric cars and not worried about range like me and that guy right there? But I'm in comfort mode right now, and look at the way it blurs scenery. Absolutely insanely crazy, super duper fast, and then obviously someone is going to ruin your fun. So let's quickly talk about the battery. First and foremost, they have improved the chemistry of the battery, because of which this battery is actually lighter by around 9 kgs, and it is better in terms of the output. So output has increased by 13 kilowatt hour from 84 kilowatt hour. Look, it's telling me distance 1 second to that car. From 84 kilowatt hour to 97 kilowatt hour, that's net. So gross output is 105 kilowatt hour here. So that improvement also results in an improvement in terms of range. Now there's the S e-tron, the RS e-tron, and the RS e-tron performance. This is the performance version which has the least range, which is 592 kilometers WLTP, which is still very, very, very impressive. And the charging speed has improved by 50 kilowatt, which means that it can charge up to 320 kilowatt, resulting in 3.5 minutes faster charging from 10 to 80% when you have an ultra fast charger. In fact, this car's battery can sustain higher speeds. So even at 70% SOC, it is still charging at 220 kilowatt if you have a fast charger, which is impressive. I just click on this RS button, RS1, RS2, RS Performance. All of them are customizable. RS Performance is not. And Okay, the fake sounds are there, but acceleration is absolutely unbelievable. This car goes from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 2.5 seconds. That is Bugatti level fast. In fact, I did it in 2.4 seconds because I'm lighter in terms of weight. But jokes aside, the performance is mind-blowing. However, this car goes faster from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour, then it goes from 100 to 0 kilometers per hour. That's absolutely insane. Even though this car has carbon ceramic disc, braking performance excellent. Okay, we're just going to shuffle into a comfort drive mode. So the whole leaning function and all works better. I mean, it works in comfort mode only. The whole active suspension, which is just amazing here because the car is unbelievably good when it comes to the way this active suspension works, and it's completely magical the way this whole system works. And that's kind of the USP of this car, because this is the e-tron GT, right? Grand Tourer, which means that it can munch the miles very comfortably. So Audi's flagship car isn't very sporty, but it is definitely comfortable, not very practical because of the rear seat. And now I think we are just going to turn around and come to another section of the Autobahn where hopefully we can test the top speed of this car. Now with a slow charger, obviously it's going to charge much slower, but nobody will really care because if you own this car, you're going to charge it at home overnight, and I think that's completely fine. We're just going to toggle through here. Oh my god, I can feel the way this car leans through. Although it's so magical now, you don't realize at all unless and until you see it from outside. The system works so brilliantly well, so smoothly too. So just going to put the map view here and just waiting to see the de-restricted sign. If that comes, we are going to fly for sure. Okay, let's merge here. It's telling me, okay, we are in de-restriction zone, which means we shift to the RS performance mode. But I see a lot of traffic today because evening time now, so that's something which is expected. It has got ADAS, which Audi is not offering in India, weirdly. But anyways, steering is a little bit weird in the center position. Yeah, has some slack, but trust me on this, the steering does weigh up well at high speeds, and when you corner hard and turn the steering more, it obviously behaves much better. So in regular drive mode, it's producing 750 horsepower, but when you hit the boost button here, which is known as push to pass, for 10 seconds, it will give you an additional 90 horsepower of boost. Yeah, only for 10 seconds, that is. 90 horsepower boost, making it 840 horsepower, and no matter which mode you are in, it will automatically shift the car into dynamic mode. So there's efficiency, there's comfort, there's dynamic, there's RS1, there's RS2, there is RS performance. Lot of modes here, and some of them are obviously customizable. So you can actually customize the steering feel, you can customize the acceleration, the performance, the maps. In fact, I think in boost mode, you get the launch control map, and that 912 horsepower, or rather 925 PS of power, comes in launch control mode only. However, you cannot use the boost mode again and again because the car needs to cool down for 10 seconds and you need some amount of regeneration happening. Then only that works. And oh my god, nothing braces you for the kind of acceleration this car has to offer. It's just unbelievable. The tires also offer quite good grip. In fact, they've specially made tires with Bridgestone for this car, which use, I think, 55% of recycled materials. So this car is obviously an EV, electric, sustainable in terms of not having to drink fuel, but also sustainable in the way it has been made. But there is one big problem here. In order to boost the production of this car, Audi has gone ahead and shut the R8, or maybe the R8 was anyways due to be shut because of the emission norms, but where the R8 was being made is where this car is being made right now. So that's a bit of a problem. Yeah, that's kind of sad that they had to discontinue this car. Yeah, so I was telling you about R8 being discontinued. In fact, they have sold 35,000 units of this particular car, but this is the facelift, which, okay, now let's not talk, let's just fly. We're going to hit the top speed in no time at all, if the road permits. There, 262 kilometers per hour. Oh my god, the brakes are insane. So 250 kilometers per hour is actually the top speed of this car. However, there's speedo error, I believe, because I remember hitting 265 kilometers per hour when I drove this car earlier on in prototype form. They've not changed the interior much, but they've worked on the performance, they've worked on the dynamics. Performance is mind-blowing. It's the most powerful Audi car ever. It's also the fastest accelerating Audi car ever, but it's not the fastest Audi car because the R8 obviously used to hit 330 kilometers per hour with that V10 engine, which used to absolutely scream unbelievable acceleration, but that sound factor is missing, that feel is missing. And the car is obviously heavy in terms of weight because it has the battery. Now the battery obviously weighs quite a lot, NMC battery chemistry here, and we hit a restriction there. So as I see it, this car will definitely sell in better numbers for people who are chasing numbers, but in terms of feel and all those things, there's nothing, absolutely nothing which can beat the R8, because the R8 had that feel. It used to scream. Now this is a 2-speed box and it restricts itself to the first speed for better acceleration when you hit the boost mode or under launch control, and somehow the launch control works brilliantly well here. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, and bang, you go flying. In fact, it consistently gives you 2.5 seconds to 100 kilometers per hour. That's how unbelievable it is. But then I think the battery heated up a bit or something of that sort happened. Start giving 2.6 seconds to 100 kilometers per hour. But imagine the kind of acceleration. So the RS e-tron, the mid variant, that also goes from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour under 3 seconds in 2.8 seconds. And the S e-tron, that actually goes from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 3.4 seconds. So power has increased through the range. Okay, finally de-restriction has started again. So what Audi's actually worked on is to ensure that there is a bigger difference between the various drive modes. So comfort feels very different from dynamic now, but the active suspension does not work in dynamic mode. So that whole tilting function around curves and all, that works the best when you're in comfort mode, obviously. But the car is actually quite dynamically rich, and actually saw it right now happen in front of my eyes that speed limits were enforced right ahead, but that was de-restricted like 2 seconds back. So we missed the boat slightly. This car is underpinned by the J1 platform, same as the Taycan, and the variant lineup is very similar to, say, the Taycan 4S, the Taycan Turbo, the Taycan Turbo S. And Audi has done away with the base variant, just renamed it, which is actually a good thing because the car's price is also very high, so it needs to have that special name. And then Audi also has an exclusive program for it where you can customize a lot of things, including the seat covers, and they have the exclusive badging somewhere on the door pads as well. And that is like really low speed. That's the reason I'm going to end this video. But let me tell you one thing: the price of this car when it comes to India, if the performance variant comes, is going to be around rupees 2.5 crore rupees. Would you buy an electric car which is extremely fast for that price? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. That's a like button, and also subscribe to the channel. Fake sounds, obviously, because there is no internal combustion engine here, but they've worked a lot on producing good sound between 70 to 90 kilometers per hour. Do you really care? Not quite. You can go really fast. This car is fast, but it's not furious. Bye bye.